Okay, so first of all, let's turn this thing on. Let's make sure everybody has batteries. So in the bottom left corner, you should see an on button. Everybody has battery power. I tried to make sure that they're all working. Good, 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 everybody. So I have batteries here for you need. Okay, so if you feel like your screen is dark or light, you can push this second button, second up, to make it darker, or second down, second down, second down, second down, to make it lighter. Okay, so that's your screen preference. Okay, so this is what we're going to be exploring this first unit. Can you hit, did it not work? It just doesn't have batteries. I can't tell it. Usually you can get away with that for a while. You want to just undo those batteries? We'll see. Do you know how to change batteries? What's going on here? Okay. And then Angel is going to get 4 out, and then you have the box back. Yours is just saying it's low, but usually it goes for quite a while. Good? Everybody else is good? Okay. Can you push this button called Y equals? But I guess I'll wait here. Power. Okay. Does the screen look good? It's on now? Okay. Okay, so Y equals. So this is what mine looks like. If any of you have something like this, where there's a box around one of these, the plots, it needs to be turned off. So if you happen to have that, you would need to go up, enter, down, just to turn it off. Okay, I'm not sure if anybody had it highlighted from somebody else. Okay, so we're going to graph what I'm going to call a quadratic equation. So it's going to be y equals x squared. So I'm going to hit this button right beside the alpha, and that will give you an x. Okay, and then the squared button is over here. So that's how you can enter an x squared. Okay, so everyone found those two buttons? X squared. Good. Now I'm going to go zoom. And number 6 says it's a standard grid. So a standard grid, when you graph something, is just a 10 by 10 square. Okay? So I could either move my mouse down and hit enter, or I could just push the number 6 and it'll do that. Okay, so this is the graph of an x squared. Does it look like I really need to see all this stuff below there? Probably not. Okay, so I'm going to go to my window. And what is on a graph, what's the down part? Is this the y or the x that I would be thinking about down here? I don't need to see all this low stuff, which is a y value. So window, do you see this y? The lowest was -10. Why don't we change that to like a -4? So y min I feel like I don't need to go all the way down to -10, so I'm going to change it to a -4, and I'm going to hit graph. Okay, how are those buttons? So I went window, I changed my Y min to -4, and then I hit this button in the corner, graph. Okay? Now, I'm going to hit this trace button. So this button right here called trace. Do you see how you have like a little mouse? Like on a computer, you kind of have a little flashing mouse now. You can move that right. Look, it follows the graph. You can move it left. Okay, what about if I want to know exactly at the x value 2? I can go 2, enter, and it will go there. Does it make sense that if x is 2, y is 4? Do you know why? Because I'm doing y is x squared. So what do you think if I push -3? So this is what I did, this negative sign. This is negative sign. This is subtract, and this one is -3. So -3, enter. Do you have any predictions? 9, because -3 squared is 9. Okay, let's change this. So go back to your y equals. And x squared's in there, so can you move your mouse over and put +3? We're good with that? I moved my mouse over and then I put +3. Graph. What do you think happened to my shape? If you were to tell me in a words what happened to the first graph to this one. It moved? How? Did it go left, right, up, down? I think it moved up 3, right? So I'm going to hit trace. And I can see my mouse again. Okay, now we're going to learn a new feature. I want to figure out what's the very lowest point, because it's kind of like a bowl shape, right? A U shape. I want to figure out which point is for sure the lowest. Okay, I want you to go second trace, which is a calculator. Second trace, you're going to do this calculate. And number 3 is called the minimum. So go to 3, enter, or just hit 3. Now it says left bound. So I'm going to move my mouse. I got to move my mouse somewhere on the left side of the bottom of the curve. Enter. Now it says to go right. So I'm going to move my mouse right, 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 right until I'm on to the right of it. Enter. And then it says to guess. So it's between here and here. So I hit enter. And that's the bottom point. 0, 3 is the bottom point on that. Okay? Did everybody work? Mine has this, which is just 0 because it's like e to the -7. It's just a 0 basically. Some of you, did anybody get like a 2.999999999 or a 3.00001? Sometimes it just does like a little bit off or whatever. Okay, let's go back to our y equals window. So this is what I want to type in there. Can you type that equation in? Y equals, so x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay, I want to graph it back on the original grid. Do you remember what to do to get back to an original paper-sized grid? So zoom, standard, and then that goes to an original grid. Okay, everyone's okay with how that one looks? Does yours look the same? Okay, I want to figure out this point right here, which is the lowest point. Okay, so now I'm going to go second calculate. Do you want me to come check it out?
That sign in front of your 5, I think you push the negative sign instead of the subtract sign. Go to that and then push the subtract. No, this one would be the subtract. 5. Subtract 5. Yeah. Yeah, that's the difference. This one would be a negative 5 and this one would be subtract 5. Now it looks good? Yeah, that was the difference.
Okay, so we did a zoom 6 and we're on this grid. Okay, let's get this bottom point here. So I'm going to go second calculate, and it's the bottom point, so it's a minimum. Okay, I'm going to move my mouse left, left, left until I see it's left of there. Enter. Now move it right. So right, 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 till you see it to the right. Enter. Enter again. Did you get -2, -9? Or something very close to that, like mine is -2.0000002. Okay. So that's what I know. Now, I want to know these coordinates right here. Okay, we're going to get this coordinate and this one. So this, we're going to go second calculate. And this one is called a 0. So option 2. Okay, so let's go to this one over here. So I'm going to move my mouse right about there, because it's left. We're good with where I am? I'm just below it. Enter. Okay, now go above it to the right. Enter. And then you enter again. And did you get a 1? Does that look right on a graph, that that's a coordinate 1, 0 on a grid? Okay, let's go get the other one over here. So you have to redo the buttons. So second calculate, a 0. You have to move left, left, left until you're above it. That's to the left of it. So you got to be above it. Enter. Now move right, right, right until you're obviously below. Enter. And then I got -5, 0. Okay. Let's do something different. So go back to your y equals. Can you push clear? And then it will all disappear. The clear button makes it all disappear. Okay, can you push negative button? So this is the bottom, the negative x squared. Negative x squared plus 4. Okay, we're good with that? Negative x squared plus 4. Graph. What happened to our shape? Are we getting it that it's looking like that now? Okay, so it's upside down. So why? Why do you think it went upside down? Do you think that this little negative will have something to do with it? So it's upside down. Okay, this time, instead of figuring out the lowest point, this time we would be getting a top point. So can you go second calculate? Which option in the window would I try? I think I'm going to do the maximum this time because it's on the top. So number 4. Okay, instead of moving my mouse, I can show you a little bit of a faster way. So I can see that it's about right here. So left, I can just go for sure an x value that's left. I can go -3, enter. And then I can say, what's an x value to the right of it? 3. So it's between -3 and 3. And then I can push enter again. So 0, 4. Okay, you can for sure move your mouse, but you could also say, hey mouse, go to here, go to here. And it's just a little bit of a faster way to do it. Okay, can you get me this x-intercept right there? Can you get me those values? See if you can do those two values. So you're going to second calculate, second trace, and do a 0. Move your mouse left and right of it. Second calculate a 0. So your mouse needs to be left, right, and then an enter. So you should get 2, the x value of 2 there. You can do the same thing. You can make your x something and something instead of moving your mouse. You can do the same thing there as well.